Yo, it's the
I
comic book bone zone.
28.
It's comic book bone zone 28. We just figured it out. It's Champ.
And Heather.
And we're here. I'll get back into a good flow. I'll listen to myself again. I'll remember what I used to say.
Welcome to the Bone Zone.
Welcome to the bone zone. Are you ready to be boned? We're here to talk about comic books. We actually have the comic books from the
Last
week
week.
of October 25th.
Oh my God, you did that.
I
That
have a
was really
count.
good.
I have a calendar on my wall.
All right.
I have a big calendar on my wall. I'm in college.
Well,
I
egg
gotta
on my face.
I gotta keep track of everything. I thought
I
I've
don't
sent
have
you.
a calendar anywhere.
Yeah, I never used to have a calendar. I have to write my whole entire life on this thing.
Damn, maybe I should get one. I like writing my life.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
nice because
November 1st.
it's a whiteboard, so
Mhm.
you get to do it every month.
I love that for
Yeah.
you. That sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening to us. We're here to talk about comic books, not how we organize our lives, which I promise you, beyond that whiteboard is not very much.
There's no such thing as life organization, I have come to realize. You can't do
Yeah.
it. You can try, but it's just not going to work.
Especially if you have a baby.
Oh my God, don't even. All right, I'm going to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I have this book. This
Yeah.
is Jesus Christ. Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood. I was a fan of Marvel Zombies when it came out. I just thought it was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed the Black, White, and Blood series that they have done. So I was like, you know what? Might as well.
Why not?
Um, did you end up reading this?
No, I did also love Marvel Zombies when it came out, but it is something I think and this isn't no slight to you, I think I've grown
Sure.
out of it.
Sure. Okay. I
I
mean,
just want to make it clear when I say that because it sounds very rude.
no, to be fair, I grew out of it too. Like I
I get
just,
the appeal, like I definitely understand.
right. Well, the only reason I did end up getting this is because it was the Black,
Mhm.
White, and Blood. I was like, oh, I might as well just like check it out. And it was because of the fact that I used to like Marvel Zombies. But yeah, I am out of it too. Like it's whatever. I pick up a Marvel Zombies every time there's one out, but I'm
Heather,
over it.
don't justify yourself. It's fine.
I'm an
You
adult.
love these zombie bits.
I do.
The deceased stuff, like
Like
it's fine.
I love dead things. Okay. Anyway, there are three stories in here, each with a different writer, each with a different artist. The first one is by Garth Ennis, and the artist is Rachel. It's spelled a little different than how I'm used to seeing Rachel spelled, so it's either Rachel or Rochelle. Either way,
Okay.
Stott. And it's about Daredevil. Basically, Daredevil is a zombie, and he has been put into a zombie fight club, and they're making him fight other zombies and kill and stuff. And then Frank Castle shows up and is like, "Hey, bro, I know you're not doing so well. I can finish it for you if you want. You just got to let me know what you want to do." And then Daredevil is essentially just like, "Strap a bomb to me and let me kill everyone here." It's really funny too, because they're like, did they overfeed him? And he shows up like stitched up and stuff, looking like the Michelin Man. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Second story was by Alex Segura with Javi Fernandez, and it's a Spider-Man story. Basically, Spider-Man is just at the Daily Bugle trying to keep everyone safe while the zombies are coming in. And then Aunt May shows up as a zombie, and it just like totally fucks up his entire world. And so
Yeah.
he is not able to get a hold of the Avengers because of things that are happening, and he just fails pretty much at everything.
Sounds
And
like
then the
Spider-Man
third
a little.
story is by Ashley Allen with Justin Mason, and it is a Moon Knight story, where Moon
Moonlight.
Knight is fighting Iron Man and is slowly turning into a zombie while still trying to like protect people. And I did really enjoy these actually. They were a lot of fun. I think I prefer Marvel Zombies when it's told in short stories like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the art in the last one, the Moon Knight story, was probably my favorite. It just looks very, very good.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's it. It's just a little anthology of Marvel zombies.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you overthink Marvel Zombies there.
Sure. It only
Okay.
like hurt my feelings.
All right. I promise I will not state my opinions or feelings on our podcast anymore.
Not about zombies, please.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. I have this is Dark Spaces Dungeon. This is by Scott Snyder and Hayden Sherman. They
Oh, hell
did
yeah.
the sorry, I thought there was something sticky on here. They did the very first story arc of this as well, the
Firefighters.
wildfire
Mm-hmm.
one, yeah, which was about the lady prisoner, lady incarcerated people
Mm-hmm.
book who were firefighters. This book is about uh a dungeon hole,
Uh, uh,
basically
a what?
a dungeon hole. So
Oh.
it starts out you're following like you get some people, some rich people talking. He goes on a run, trips over something. He opens it up and finds something, and you switch to the point of view of this detective, and you find out that this detective has been kidnapped by this, I guess, serial killer who has these holes that have dungeons in them, like all across the country, and the only person who's ever survived them is this detective.
Okay. Interesting. So it's a bit like that movie, The Collector.
Yeah. Um, it's like it's not bad. Like the premise is like, yeah, not incredibly original, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Art, of course, looks like real
Super
good.
good. Mm-hmm.
Um, the dungeons are pretty fucked up because basically he puts them, or the person puts them in this room, and the room is filled with these, like, I guess what looks like blocks, and they all push in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really small room, so it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, the last page is like, since I'm already spoiling stuff, the big spoiler, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show the last page, or the page where I get for all the gross.
Yeah, I don't like that. Mm-mm.
So
I have pretty bad claustrophobia, and I never even realized it until I was going through a tunnel in Denver one time.
mm,
But it makes sense because one of my biggest fears when I was little was like those booby traps where you're like at the bottom and the ceiling like slowly comes down.
yeah.
That for some reason that's like one of my biggest horror movie fears. Like anytime that happens in a movie, I like have to look away. So that's creepy. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, well, and that like that particular panel too is like really unsettling. And like when he's talking about it is also like it's really uncomfortable because you
Mm,
know like the tight, like because it's like supposed to be like a tight dark space, like
mhm.
basically just like nothingness. And then yeah, these bricks just like push in, and
I don't like it. Next.
yeah. So good fucked up horror shit right there.
Was that number one?
Yeah, that was the first one. It was
Okay.
definitely like, I think it's worth picking up. I have like enjoyed most of these Dark Spaces books. Like I know that first one I was like pretty hesitant on, but
I think it
I
was just
did
the content of it, you
yeah, the
know.
content did bother me. And it's also because I get a lot in my head with like what I am doing personally in my life. So sometimes
Right.
it's hard to like separate the two.
Hmm.
Um the Good Deeds one is the one I'm reading right now, and that one I really 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 enjoy. Art is so good, the story's like weird. And then the Hollywood special, I only read the first issue, but I still like enjoyed it. I just had I just have too much going on right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you've got a lot going on business-wise.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on in my life. And adding another comic book to the pile, it just wasn't gonna make it. It's gonna happen. Wasn't in the cards.
That's fair. It wasn't in the books.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really like myself. Okay,
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
you ready?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so we both have Dracula. This is by James Tynion and Martin Simmons. If you know those names, you know they did Department of Truth together. This book is literally just a retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And I was really excited about this because one of the movies that I watched in October was Bram Stoker's Dracula. Because
Nice. I
remember, I
love
was
that.
telling you that when I went into labor, I was having a dream that where I almost made out with Gary Oldman. And
Oh.
so yeah, the movie was on and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. And it brought back every single good part of that dream that I never got to finish because I went into labor. Anyway,
uh
this book is fantastic. Like it looks so good. And because it's like almost a like word for word how the book is, like
mhm.
there really wasn't anything they could have done wrong, I guess.
Yeah, it's a really good adaptation. Like the art, just like the art really tells the story because there aren't a lot of words.
No,
Like
not really.
there are and there aren't, but like there are just like a few pages where it's like the art is just telling the story and everything that's going on. Like this like this fucking panel, like
Yeah,
this
I was
one.
gonna say this
And
whole like
yeah,
spread.
that page. Yeah, and like
Yeah, the
Renfield,
way that
like
Renfield looks in this is so cool and creepy.
it's a really like I don't I guess I don't expect any different from like either of these like creators. It's just like so well done. And and then you also get like this page where like you have like the print in the back.
Yeah, I love when Martin Simmons does that kind of stuff. The page after that as well,
With
where
all the bugs. Yeah.
it's yeah, I really love how this looks. And then the author's note by James Tynion in the back was I really enjoyed that, and then the sketchbook of like his character drawings and stuff, like so cool. But the author's note was really funny to me because he said my first Dracula movie was Mel Brooks and Leslie Nielsen's Dracula Dead and Loving It, which I completely forgot about that movie until I read it and I was like, I loved that movie when I was little.
Yeah. What was your first Dracula movie?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mhm.
Yeah. I loved the book when I was little. Like I was obsessed with the book, obviously, like come on. um but yeah, that was my first like Dracula movie, and then um Dracula Dead and Loving It, like I loved that movie when I was little too. So and then the whole Dracula storyline that's in like Penny Dreadful was done really well. Like I love Dracula and I love reading different versions of it.
I think that's something I really liked about the author's note too, is that like him talking about how you like Dracula is such like a cultural phenomenon and how like
Mhm.
because it's like yeah I don't know when I first like heard of Dracula. I dressed up as Dracula when I was like 7 years old for Halloween, like straight up. Like there's photos of me straight up Dracula. I'm just like what?
It's one of those things that like yeah, because I cannot remember like the first time I heard about Dracula or knew like what Dracula was like. And I was thinking about this the other day. You know that song because Braden and I had a whole conversation about it. The song, the Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin Laid an Egg.
Hmm.
Who came up with that and why was it so popular? We've Googled it and everything, and it just says like this is a song that was popular in like the 60s. And it was like, why was it popular in the 60s? Who came up with that? Why does every single kid know that song?
It's not connected with the like Batman TV series?
It didn't say anything about that.
Hmm. If you know somebody,
Yeah, just like
just tell us. Just send us an email, text message.
It's like weird stuff like that where it's like you can't
Telegram.
pinpoint like the origins of it for
Hmm.
yourself. They've just always sort of been there. Like
Yeah.
Dracula's always just been a thing, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. One last thing before we move on. I just want to
Mhm.
point out, I just got to because I missed it. There's
It's
some like
that.
the back is really cool. There's shit back there. Look at it. It's like real subtle, but it's cool as hell.
Yeah, it looks great. We
Yeah,
love Dracula
yeah,
in this house. All right, are you ready?
yeah. I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot we're together.
Next we have the Lonesome Hunts The Lonesome Hunters, The Wolf Child. This is issue number 4. This is the last one of this story arc. It is going to be continuing, obviously. This is just Lupe and Harold.
Hmm.
Is that his name?
That's his name.
Yeah. They deal with the wolf mom and the wolf child that are in the woods fighting against the group of hunters that were trying to find it, and also trying to keep away from the group of religious zealots that are trying to hunt them down to steal the sword.
It's wild how much happens in 4 issues, but I do wish I had one more issue. I
Mm-hmm.
wish it had like the ability and like he does and that's not to say that like again this is so well done in like 4 issues, but I
Mm-hmm.
just want like one more issue of a little bit like I don't know, it
Because
just
it
felt
does
like
move
they're
very fast.
yeah, and just like yeah, it's just like all happening beat for beat, and you're just like oh, but no, just slow
Mm-hmm.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's also, which I'm sure it'll be like talked about in the next story arc, but like all of the trauma that Lupe suffers from like
Hmm.
the incidents of this whole like story arc and stuff. Like I want to see how the grief works with her,
Oh
because
yeah.
it's like a big deal for her, like what just happened, and
Oh yeah,
we
no,
just have to
that's
wait
like
for the next one.
it is really intense. Like this whole issue was like wild because
Hmm.
that I was not expecting expecting
No.
that at all. Like the turn in this is like insane. Um, because she's just like following her heart. She's trying to just do what's right.
Hmm.
And sometimes doing what's right has really fucked up consequences.
Yeah, the reading this issue, like the feelings that I got while reading it reminded me of that last issue of Wind,
Mm,
where like by
mm.
the end of it I was like, "Oh, this is not good. Like none of this should have happened." I miss Wind. I want it to come back.
Um,
But
okay.
yeah, that was the Wolf Child, and hopefully we'll have that next series sooner than later.
Yeah, he seemingly
They go pretty
this
fast.
yeah, this one came out in like what, 6 months
Mm-hmm.
after that first one?
Pretty close, yeah. All right. I'm not even going to talk too much about this. I have Slow Burn. This is issue number 1. I
There's
don't
no
even
heist.
know. I mean, like they had like briefly like mentioned one, but it's like this book is, the flow of it is just so weird. Like it's missing like a plot that is like crucial, it feels like. I don't have any relation to these characters. Like I do not care about them. And it's just very confusing because it jumps back and forth a lot, and it like
Hmm.
doesn't give you time to adjust. So basically, there was like some sort of heist gone wrong. These two characters are driving somewhere safe, whatever, to like get away. They're the driver, the woman, is like on all sorts of drugs, and the other guy is injured because he's been shot. So it's very strange. And I only special ordered this first one, so I'm not
And
gonna
then
get.
in the end, you find out she like stole a violin
Yeah, a very expensive violin.
or like
Kind of, I can't remember.
it. but it's like it's the devil went down to Georgia situation, I think.
Yeah. Oh, a Stradivarius. That's right. So
Because
stupid.
it's a violin, it's slow burn. I don't know. I'm just making my assumptions based off that first issue.
Yeah, it's all like it's a bit all over the place.
Oh yeah, when I read the story, and I was reading it while I was working, so
Hmm.
sometimes that messes with stuff. But it just felt really like jilted.
Yeah, it's very very strange. But yeah, I'm not gonna read anymore. I ordered a special ordered this first one because it sounded interesting because it did say that there was going to be like a heist, but the heist went wrong. She got confused, shot her best friend slash lover. I
Yeah,
don't know. Again, not very clear. I don't know.
you're supposed to stay in the car.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
I have a book to also very briefly talk about. I have this Harley Quinn number 33. I picked it up because oh gosh. Yeah, Gretchen Filker Martin
Okay.
does a story in here with Hayden Sherman.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. I get that.
So yeah, I decided to like order this issue when I could have just read it off the wall, grab the but it's fine. I tried to read the issue itself
Hmm.
because Sweeney Boo's art's really cute, if nothing else.
Hmm.
I nope. I could not enjoy this.
Like the story wasn't interesting to you, or it just
The,
didn't make sense because you're 33 issues in.
it's Harley Quinn. I could be like a, a thousand issues in.
Hmm.
I would still understand it.
That's fair.
I understood what was happening, and it was easy enough to pick up on. Felt it wasn't a champ book.
Hmm.
It just didn't have champ vibes. It was something where no, no, I got
That's
nothing.
totally fair.
I I I did like the Gretchen Falker Martin story,
Hmm.
but that was about it. Because it was also just like Harley Quinn thinking about stuff. And then also like weird like Gingy 2 vibes in there.
That looks sick.
Yeah. So
I don't like teeth stuff, so that's really gross to me.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you.
Put a trigger warning on it next time, please.
But yeah, I again Harley Quinn is just not my character.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel
Yeah.
like Harley Quinn is only one specific person's character, and that's fine. We love him.
Yeah. We love all of the hims, theys, she's who love Harley Quinn.
Look, if you can relate to her, that's totally cool. I have liked a few Harley Quinn stories, so count me in that too, I guess. All right,
Yeah,
next.
yeah, no. Yeah, let's go on.
Yeah,
This is
we don't need
what's
to talk about Harley Quinn anymore.
we'll just devolve. Okay, so this is what's the furthest place from here. This is issue number 15. Um, there has definitely been a couple issues since we last talked about this book.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Lots of stuff as well. I really, really like this story. I think it's really interesting. Um, I really like the development of the characters and the development of the story. It's a weird book though.
Yeah, it's very strange. This one was really weird too because I guess I didn't like put two and two together, but is Prufrock the one who got Sid pregnant?
I
'Cause-
I I have felt like that since the beginning, but it's also not very clear.
yeah, see, and I thought it like made a little bit more sense knowing what we know from like the beginning
Hmm.
and seeing this and like their interaction and stuff. Like that's what I thought. I was like, oh, okay, so he is the one who got her pregnant. I don't know. There's some weird stuff that happens in here, but basically, Prufrock is intent on getting to the city, and Sid is like, bro, it's not there. Don't do it. I'm a mom now. I know things.
I mean, she's also been there. She
Yeah.
knows. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, where do they go from here? What's the furthest place from here?
Oh shit.
Like, it's it's so weird. And then it's just like, I don't know, all of these have also been bummers. Like the last few issues have been like lots of stuff has happened.
Yeah, the happiest thing for me that has happened in the last few issues did happen in this specific one. Like, I don't know. I like that they still have a dog with them. I like that Oberon's finally back in like the picture. Obviously,
Hmm.
they were before previously, but like seeing them as a part of their group again, like Sid finally meeting up with them again. That's something that we've
Yeah.
been waiting for since the first issue. So that was really cool. And
Yeah.
I like, what is that kid's name? Why can I never remember?
Oh, the pig
The
kid.
pig.
Yeah.
I like that kid a lot.
Yeah. I just it's interesting like how I didn't really think that I cared about these characters because there's a lot. There's a lot of characters in this book.
Yeah.
And it's
Meryl.
pretty easy. It's pretty easy to forget them.
Yeah.
But then when you're like with them again, you're like, oh yeah, I really liked this guy.
Wait. Didn't sorry, I'm just remembering something that happened in like a previous issue. Weren't Prufrock and that other character, weren't they in that like cage in the zoo? Was it them? And
No,
Prufrock,
that was a different character.
okay. I'll have
That
to go back
was that
because for
was
some reason I thought it was them.
striped overalls.
I can't remember who that was.
Because that like that that particular issue, I if we're thinking about the same issue, I might be thinking about a different one where like never mind. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, because I can't. I'll have to go back because I like can't remember. But for some reason, I thought like Prufrock was the one that was like with her in the cage in the zoo, and they were getting like starved and like beaten and stuff. And when she tried to escape, he stayed back.
No, no,
Okay.
that was overalls. That was striped overalls.
Okay.
That was bald guy. I think he's bald too, but he has like he's tall, big, striped overalls. That's how you
Okay.
tell the difference.
That makes way more sense. I was just like, does that have something to do with the mouth on his stomach? Like,
No, I think that's like part of like whatever the disease is like that they get when they get older, or like whatever
ooh.
is like fucked up with the strangers. Like
Mhm,
there's something else that's obviously like going on here,
mhm.
and that is also another part of the. We've been talking about this book way longer than I thought we would. Uh, I
We're
think that's
getting
also
coming to realizations.
yeah, well, I think that's another part of the turn in it. And like, you already have like so much like post-apocalyptic random shit going on. And
Mhm,
then you get to this and you're like, oh yeah, there is another aspect of this where like they're literally like like the strangers come and collect them when they get like a certain age, right? If I'm
mhm.
remembering correctly.
Yeah.
So it's like what is that reason? And now we're kind of like we've been given these hints, like you've seen Poof Rock like sweating and like weird and like
He's
distant.
mutating.
Yeah, so it's just
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited again to see what's happening.
yeah, it's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's just like unfolding so slowly, I guess. And in such a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I can't remember when Kaptara and stuff was.
Oh wait, it is me.
It is.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot that you okay, Heather has these but doesn't have these, so it's messing with me. Uh got Kaptara. This is issue number 3. This is Universal Truths. This definitely started while we were
Yeah, I was gonna say we have
on a
not talked
break.
about this series at all yet.
Um, Kaptara was a series that started coming out like it had to have been like at least 8 years ago, 9 years
Mhm.
ago. It was when Chris and I first started collecting comics because this was one of the first like ones I remember collecting in single issues. And then when it ended at like 4 issues, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I have the trade for it.
Um, and this is literally just like picks up right where it had left off, I guess. I don't remember. I just picked it up and started reading it. I was fine. Um, yeah, just weird planet, strange Chip Zdarsky shit. There's no other way to describe it.
Hmm.
Um, and then this is Detective Comics. This is issue number 1075. This issue is by Ram V and Francavilla does the art in it. Francesco Francavilla. And so looks cool. It's just a little right now we're in like an interlude sort of thing. We're going into an interlude for the Gotham Nocturne where there's just going to be like a little break in the story itself.
Hmm.
That's about it. And then Dan Waters does the backup with goodness gracious, Aaron Campbell, I think it is. Yeah, Aaron Campbell.
Looks
So,
great.
yeah. But good little Batman stories.
Hmm.
We
Ooh,
love that. We love Batman stories.
love them.
Okay, that's all I got. Heather got both of those, but hasn't read them yet.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to. Leave me alone.
It's
Okay.
fine.
um, next I have 7 Years in Darkness. This is issue number 4, year 1. This is I believe, the last issue of this like first year. Um, but yeah, it's just how I've talked about it every single time. It's just a group of students that are introduced into this school that's in a cave where they spend 7 years in darkness learning dark magic and stuff, and only one of them gets out. And yeah, this just continues the first year. I guess ends the first year.
Ends the first year.
Yeah, with everything they learned. Oh, hi, Cat.
She was knocking on the door. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna get that carpet out of here. Okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah,
I have like kind of fuzzy. Can't tell.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So I have Newburn. See if this focuses. Newburn. This is issue number 12. Um, lots of stuff is happening. Newburn is mad.
He looks like it.
Look at that.
My God.
That's a good face. Yeah, there's been lots of twists and turns this particular like few issues. Like this reporter is trying to like dig up dirt on Newburn. Uh, the detective he was working with in the precinct, she quit. Everybody, basically everybody's working against him at all like this point. All the mob bosses are like hate him. Like the stuff with his like sidekick has gone incredibly sideways.
Oh no. So he's not getting any work now, huh?
He's getting work, but he has no friends. And like with the job that he has, it's like, not particularly good.
Yeah, because um damn it, I was gonna start singing that song. I've got friends in low places. Anyway,
Yes. But yeah, I think if you like good detective stories, especially like not good baddie detectives.
yeah, those are my favorite kind. Very much like gray morals.
Yeah, I don't even know if his morals are like considered gray. It's like no morals,
Yeah, that's
like
more
kind
like
of
it.
morals.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything okay?
Yeah, I was just seeing if I could turn captions on because it says show captions, and now I'm curious. No, I'm gonna cancel. I don't want to do captions. I just thought it was funny. Okay. So now we both have The Witcher. This is Wild Animals, issue number 2, and there's 4 of them, which is how they all go. Our man G is hanging out with this group of people that are trying to, I don't know, recruit him.
Yeah, no, they're trying to recruit him to basically kill a man they think has been doing wrong, and then the man who they try to get him to kill tries to recruit our man to kill the other group.
Yeah, so he's being torn just right down the middle.
Yeah, nobody knows what's up. I don't know why this is not focusing.
Fix yourself.
Please focus on my face.
It will eventually, probably within like the last 5 minutes, but
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just like
yeah.
completely out of focus.
So anyway, yeah, that's a Witcher story, and we love the Witcher stories.
Yeah, so good.
Okay, so I have The
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Spider-Man. This is issue number 2. This is a Nightcrawler story. He's, just hiding out as a different version of Spider-Man in New York, and his little vamp buddies are, talking to him, and they're really funny. I really like how cute and like tiny and naked they are. Let
Me see one.
me find one. There's a really good one that's like,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
very funny. But
Is
anyway,
this like made
Mystique,
of his farts or?
I don't know. I have no. He's like hallucinating them.
Okay. Okay.
But Mystique is there, and she's like very confused about something. Like she thinks she's in like a different time, so he's trying to like talk to her, like, "Mom, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what's going on," like all that kind of stuff. And then he gets attacked by I don't know who this person is. He is attacked by someone.
Okay.
And while he's like getting attacked, there's like a rogue group of hitmen, I guess, who are trying to capture him. The woman in the group is obviously just like blown away by how handsome he is. It's a whole weird thing. Like, I love Nightcrawler, of course, he's one of my favorites. But I don't understand why every single like series they need to make him have like some sort of love interest who is just like obsessed with him, and how
Yeah.
fast it happens and stuff. Like, I get it, but like also it doesn't need to happen, especially when this story has like nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I get
So
it.
that is very strange to me. She keeps talking about like how soft his tail is. Like, gross. Um, but anyway, that's Uncanny Spider-Man. That's issue number 2. So we'll see what happens in the next one.
Sorry, the cats are obsessed with this like bubble wrap.
They tend to
And,
love that.
and Auntie right now is just like going crazy over here. Okay, so anyway, I have Something is Killing the Children next.
Oh, there it is. That's all you needed.
I needed to talk about Something is Killing the Children. This is issue number 34. So I've been waiting for this like showdown between Erica and this, I don't remember her name. This badass wild bitch. And she is like just evil. Like, she's insane.
I love her.
Um, just like so yeah, we've been waiting for this showdown, and it finally like it's all starts here. It's I don't know, it's pretty intense. I need it to happen now, though.
Mhm.
Like, I am just like, I've been on the edge of my seat for too long. I'm fucking anxious and I'm ready. Like, they've just been like, and it all makes sense. There's like no reason why, like, the tension, like, he's been building this tension for a reason,
Mhm.
but it is like so incredibly frustrating because I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you can like the before the storm, that like little tingle in the air, like, that
Mhm.
wind that kind of just like brushes through, and you're just like waiting for the storm to start, but it just like won't yet.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it too. You've been talking about it for a while where you just like something is coming.
Yeah, it's just like I need it to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like that Outcast anticipation, when I was reading Outcast.
I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
But at least it's been satisfying the whole time.
Yeah.
Where it's like building up to this thing where I know that like it will be interesting and worthwhile to read in the end.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm
Anyway.
glad it's finally here.
Well, I hope.
You yeah, that's fair. Okay. Next, we both have the immortal Thor. This is issue number 3. Thor wakes up from his all sleep in a different dimension, planet, whatever, and Loki is giving him riddles that he has to solve. But there's a
So
reason why they're riddles, and Loki can't just like tell him.
yeah. It's so like funnily like frustrating too.
Yeah.
Even from like a reader's perspective, I'm like, you son of a bitch. Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, there was something that Loki says in here that I thought was really I just like the way that they say it.
Yeah.
Uh, understand this, Thor. If I come to you as your enemy, it is as the enemy you need, and I will not coddle you.
Yeah.
I like that because that sums up Loki's character like completely. I really like this book.
Yeah.
I'm like 3 issues in, and it's possible that like the next story arc I could feel differently, but so far I really enjoy this. It's the Thor that I've been wanting since Jason Aaron stopped doing it.
Yeah. It feels like different, I guess, as well as like the art is like so good.
Mm-hmm.
The art looks great. I'm really intrigued. Like that first issue, I will not lie, I was not sold by.
Mm-hmm. It
Like,
was a lot for one issue.
well, it wasn't just like that, but it also just kind of felt like it didn't feel like the last couple issues did. Like the
Yeah.
first issue kind of just felt like that issue that's like, oh, I'm trying to grab just like this really wide audience.
Mm-hmm.
And this one where it feels like it's grabbing less people, like it's grabbing the people it should grab,
Mm-hmm.
like the people who really like Thor. But I know that it, won't hit other people's wheelhouses. But I just like I think that there was something about that first issue. The art, like it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just it just didn't hit for me.
I can, especially because I liked the first issue when I read it, but I understand what you're saying because, like, especially reading these last 2 issues, I don't feel the same way about the first issue that I did when I read it initially.
Hmm.
But yeah, these last 2 issues feel like a legitimate Thor story, and I'm very pleased. I like it a lot. Okay, so next I have this book. Let's see
Yes.
here. Tales of the Titans starring Beast Boy. This is the issue number 4. It's the last one of this little series. Each one is just a story about a particular Titan um, at a random point in the DC storyline. This Beast Boy story takes place after, I can't remember what the event was called, but it was like after all of the Justice League were like killed, and he gets shot by
Oh, okay, the one that just happened.
yeah, I can't remember what it's called though.
Infinite. It's an infinite. It's a dark infinite crisis. You keep
Yeah,
talking.
yeah,
You keep
something like
talking. I'll look it up. It happened just like what a year ago.
Yeah, but it takes place after that event, which if you read it, you know that in the event, Deathstroke shot Beast Boy in the head, to like kill him, obviously, but he was testing a theory that he had about like the I guess the genetic makeup of Garfield Logan. So this issue, he's kind of dealing with the aftermath of that and the trauma of like being shot in the fucking face and how it like affected him afterwards. Um, I thought it was like a really, really good issue. I've been enjoying them all, but this one in particular was like really good because it delves into like his
Dark
psyche.
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yes.
Sorry, I had it. I had it all, but I had it in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Infinite Dark Crisis.
And it was something like that, but yeah, so Beast Boy's issue is that he can't shift into like bigger animals anymore. Like there's some sort of block in his mind. He just can't do it. He is not as like happy as he used to be, obviously, because he's like, it was a very traumatic experience for him.
Yeah.
So
I think
Raven,
they touch on that a little bit in Titans too.
yeah. But yeah, it's just him fucking dealing with all of that, and while he's dealing with all of that, he is like hallucinating Deathstroke the entire time, where Deathstroke is like kind of taunting him about it, and he's dealing with that, and then he's dealing with like he hallucinates his dad and then the guy who like adopted him and like all this kind of stuff. So it's like him working through the barriers in his mind to get back to who he was. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like it was really, really good. Like, I don't want to say it was fun because it was like a pretty hard issue, but
yeah,
I enjoyed watching him struggle, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that's like you can still enjoy books that are about hard things. Like,
Yeah.
there is no real good wording for it, but it's just like, you know, stories need to be told, and like that
It was
is and I think that's a particular story where, you know, like a lot of people will easily just kind of like pick that up,
mhm.
and then unfortunately are just like dealing with a bad time, but maybe
I'm
it'll
glad it
help
was
them.
addressed like in the
Yeah,
way that it is in this issue, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on in there as well, but that's like the
yeah,
main crux of it. So yeah, the series as a whole I did really enjoy too. I talked about all of the other issues, I think, except for the Donna Troy one,
yeah.
which I also did enjoy. Maybe I didn't
I
talk about
think
the
I
Raven one
think
either.
I think maybe the Raven one you didn't talk about. I think we might have talked about the Donna Troy one. So I feel
Okay.
like I read the Donna Troy one, didn't I? Maybe. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Either way, I did really enjoy this. So yeah, it was fun. Tales of the Titans.
Who did that one? I'm sorry if you said it.
I don't know. Hold on. Andrew Constant was the writer, and Brandt and Stein were the artists.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
feel like I feel like I'm familiar with the artist. May I see the art?
Yeah.
Well, that's really cute.
Can you see?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I'm just like the way I'm looking is.
It was like it was good, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, your turn.
Okay. My turn, I guess. I have Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. This is issue number 10. There are 5 more issues after this. I just realized that there's faces in the
Oh yeah.
little cliff edges on here. Um, this book is really good. Like I don't know what else to say. Like this book is, well, I do have a lot of things to say, but I won't say them all. It's wild how much you go through within like, I think this started on issue number 6. You looking at Auntie back here?
Yeah, I was like moving to look around you as if that would work. Okay, that makes sense. Hold on. I have to text my husband. My baby is crying.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think it starts. Auntie, oh my god, please, like scratching at the paper.
I know, I like see her doing that. That's so funny.
Oh my god, she's playing with it because it's like flapping up and down. I'm gonna try to work through this. We'll see what
Okay.
happens. How much I can
Yes.
focus. Um, anyway, in 4 issues, basically it starts out with them just like fucking everywhere. Like literally fucking having
Yeah.
sex everywhere, just like banging everywhere. They find this like little like I guess mall or old like city situation. They build that up. They create basically like a big old polygamy love space. All of that like turns sideways after this green gas erupts from the point of like energy for this like space, and everybody dies or like something bad happens to them. And in this like last couple issues, Maseo and why can't I remember her name? Mezzi. Um, sorry. I'm just making sure I got everybody's names correctly here. They like basically their love has like just dissolved. Like, and
Hmm.
in this issue, they like don't really see each other. Like they see each other as like this monster, and they both have their own like Maseo is leaving like these trails for her, like these little like ornaments for her to find. And she is seeing like basically just like this fucked up version of them.
Hmm.
And then like she'll leave notes. Is she fucking around back here?
Yeah, I just saw her. She did like the little hunting thing and then just darted.
I was like, wow, Heather, you're really into what I'm saying to you right now.
Sorry. Auntie is the star of the show right now.
uh but like she leaves notes for him and he sees them as like just like basically like kind of like I love you, I hope you're alive sort of things, and he just sees them as like fucked up messages.
Hmm.
And they just like are just they they just can't connect at all. They I don't know, it's really wild. It feels like Jason Aaron was going through some shit when this was written, because it's just like what the fuck, man.
Like really personal.
Yeah, it's like odd, like you don't really like, it's a love story. It's like you're I think when you're reading it, especially the first arc, you're like, oh, it's just like a post-apocalyptic kind of like fun like love kid love story, like kids falling
Hmm.
in love. Then you get past that and you get to like where you're at now, and it's just like their love is devolving, and so is this place, like this place and this like space that they've built.
Hmm.
And then he's also connecting it to like how they see each other and how like they interact, and how like I don't know, like if you've ever gone through those sorts of emotions, it's like it's very relatable, and it's just like yeah, it's like what the fuck, guy. I just wanted to read like a nice little story about the apocalypse. Angie, nobody can see you, but they know what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Um, so we both have Rare Flavors. This is issue number 2. This is Ram V and Felipe Andrade. This just, continues the story of the god who's making a documentary about food.
So good.
It's so good.
Like in this recipe, like when he was describing it, I was like, oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, that's why I texted you and was like, hey, we should do a series where we cook because I was like, my mouth was watering when I was reading about it.
Oh, and I was like talking to Chris about it, and I was like, it just like it looks so good. I can't remember. There was a particular page where I was like, oh, just like the way it was described, I was like, oh, it just like it sounds really good. And then I was like, and even it just like the last picture, I was like, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I was like, how does like how does a picture, and it's not like super detailed, but I think it's just the way that like he's described it has like made it like you can see it, you can like you know what it smells like, you know.
Mhm. The
Yeah.
colors in this, like when they get to the pepper field, like
Oh, the reds.
yeah, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
just it's a really, really good book.
It is so beautiful, and I think one thing that Ram V is really good at is having like lines within his dialogue that are very much a moment where you can like sit with them and feel
Mhm.
them. And there's like a few in this particular issue where you're just like, yep, I know what you're saying. I can relate this. Like it's really good. It was funny because I was talking about this book with a customer earlier, and I was like, like you get uh those stupid recipes like online where it's just like you have a whole fucking story before it, and you're just like, I don't care. Fuck it.
Mhm.
I don't care about your story. And it's like this is not that, but it has like I want that story before this like recipe. Like I feel like Ram V could write me like write a recipe for me and do exactly what those like blogs are, and I'd be like
Well, because
so
he
pleased.
yeah, I was gonna say, I actually care about, like, what he's writing. Like, I care about the words that he is putting out into the world, like, they make sense to me. I don't care about, you know, Gloria's divorce in 1994, like, that doesn't make sense. I can't relate to that.
Yeah, it's like I would not hit like jump to recipe here. I would take in the story, and I think that's like like I don't know. I would This man could write me a menu, and I'd be like, yes.
I would frame it and hang it up, like, there
Like you give me
you
the
know?
menu, please.
Yeah. It's
Write it
just
again. Like tell me.
there's something just so delicious about his writing.
It's so good. I'm sorry, I just like bombarded that conversation.
I knew you would. That's why I said what I wanted to say in the beginning, and then I let you take over.
I just like it does like it feels like a book that's like very much like, I feel it in my bones because it is about food, and it
Yeah,
is about like a love for food, which I love food. I wish more people loved like,
and how it just brings people together.
yeah, and like the appreciation of like where food comes from too.
Mhm.
I think that's like something I really like about this book, and like, something that definitely like shined through in that first issue where he was talking about
Mhm.
chai. Like I feel the same about like this issue. I don't know. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. I would definitely recommend it.
All right. That's it, right? Nothing else?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Uh we're done. We've talked about all of our comic books. So go to your local comic book shops and buy some comic books. Support your local libraries, take care of your friends, do good things. Heather.
No, I don't have anything today.
uh okay. I will say go ahead and, support Palestine.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh, I mean, we have talked about this before. I think we've made our positions very clear on this subject.
I don't think I
Um,
have, but I did in text to you.
we've definitely talked about this before on the podcast.
Have we?
Yeah, like I think about 3 or 4 years ago when things like had kind of inflated a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad we already talked about this because I didn't think my opinion had been out there at all. But yeah, support Palestine.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have a problem with that, um, see to my email in the trash can because I don't give a fuck. Um,
Yes.
anyway, thank you. I love you. Again, we'll figure this out someday.
Hopefully one day we can live in a world where we don't have to constantly be telling everyone what's happening, you know?
The 10 people who care. Uh, so thank you for listening to us. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the flippity flip.
Later.